You are now listening to the Palm Pod, brought to you by RSPO, a global partnership to make palm oil sustainable. Hi, I'm Fara Rom, and you're tuning into the Palm Pod, where we host engaging discussions, expert insights, and industry updates on sustainable palm oil, guiding consumers and businesses to make better choices for the planet. In this special episode, we're marking a major milestone: 10 years of RSPO's engagement in China. As one of the world's largest palm oil consumers, China plays a pivotal role in driving sustainable transformation across the global supply chain. So today, I'm joined by one of China's pioneering voices in sustainable agriculture, and together we'll reflect on the progress made, challenges overcome, and what the future holds for certified sustainable palm oil or CSPO in emerging markets like China. I'm thrilled to welcome Chen Ying, sustainability expert and former director of Cereals and Oils Department, China Chamber of Commerce for Import and Export of Foodstuff, Native Produce, and Animal Byproducts, CFNA. Welcome to the Palm Pot, Chen Ying.
Yes, thank you.
To kick things off, could you tell us a bit about yourself and what sparked your journey into promoting sustainability in agriculture, especially in China? And why does this work matter so much in today's context?
My name Chen Ying, and just introduced, and I have engaged in this line for over 30 years, and also I was coordinator with the import of the cereals and oils department for a long time. As you know that palm oil is one of the main commodities that China has import for a long time. As also China is the largest one in the world, and China also import from the Indonesia. And as you know that I remember in 2007, WWF in China find me that they would like to discuss with me about China is the most important, largest palm oil in China, and they think that China import a large quantity of palm oil, had a risk of the deforestation in Indonesia and Malaysia due to the palm oil cultivation. They hope that we could promote sustainable palm oil in China. Later, several years ago, also British the Foreign Ministry also reached us through the MOFCOM of China, hoping us to conduct research of the opportunity and the challenge of sustainable palm oil in China, and lay the foundation and the promotion of sustainable palm oil in China in future. I think that we began to do those works in China, and I think it's give me very big stage on how to promote the sustainable things in the international market.
Thanks, Ms. Chen Ying. So, you are recognized as one of the early experts in China advocating for sustainable palm oil. From where you stand, what would you say are the biggest strides in China that has been made over the past decade or even longer, and key milestones that stand out to you?
Yeah. Over the past decade, China has achieved remarkable in promoting the development of sustainable palm oil in the domestic market. First, I think that the awareness of the importing, using, and consuming sustainable palm oil has a significant increased. Second, up to now, nearly 480 enterprises have joined RSPO to be the members. 350 Chinese enterprises have obtained the RSPO certifications. And in 2024, China imported nearly 500,000 tons of the RSPO certificate palm oil. At the same time, the majority of the import palm oil also is certificated by the MSPO and ISPO. I think that is the best good result for us. And also, I think that over the past 10 years, we have celebrate and providing trading the enterprises every year. We cooperation with the RSPO in China, and also the WWF China to cooperate to hold the China Sustainable Palm Oil Conference. And we also had a request Chinese enterprises, especially like the China of like the COFCO, Cargill, and Bunge, those bigger company to join the RSPO. We also have obtained the China Working Group of CSPOA. Currently, we have 26 members have participated. And also about give me deep impression, experience about the last year at the RSPO's conference in Thailand, and my host, Ely Group, that is a very Chinese largest milk corporation, signed contract with the three companies just like Cargill, Bunge, Wilmar, for them to import sustainable palm oil. Also later, in Shanghai, I witnessed the arrival ceremony of the first container of the IP palm oil for Yihai Wilmar to import it in China. In this indicates that China oil industry has already committed and participate in the processing of the promoting sustainable palm oil.
So, like you mentioned, there's already like the first shipment of IP to China recently. And as global focus on sustainable development continues, from your observation, how has the awareness of and acceptance for sustainable palm oil has evolved within the Chinese market? And what are the specific changes and characteristics that have emerged for like policy, enterprise, or on consumer levels?
I think that whether it is the government, just the policies and the enterprises or the consumers, they basically go through the process of first is not understanding, then the understanding, then the supporting, and finally the active to participating. I believe that this case will continue to grow and develop in the future in China.
Okay, great. And we believe that was mentioned previously, China is a huge market and emerging markets as well. And we've recently seen a growing sustainability regulations around the world. And this includes the EU Deforestation Regulation or EUDR. So there's also a positive signal where China's participation in global climate change and zero deforestation governance, and also other ESG requirements. How do these trends impact Chinese businesses or enterprises in terms of reshaping their own compliance and supply chain?
I think in recently we grow the sustainable regular in coming into force. The EU and DR, we think that is not influence to the Chinese enterprises. But UDR mainly had a significant impact on the rubber, timber, and the mine enterprises, but is a little effect on the agriculture products and prices in China, especially just like the palm oil producers or other agriculture products, because China is only import, not export. Is also not re-export to the EU market, so they have no effective on that. But however, the global impact on the to protect biodiversity conservation and climate change. And this is for the Chinese enterprises. They have think that is very important for them, and they is paying attention to that more and more in recent years. And I think that they also try to active to join in it.
What strategies does all stakeholders in the industry adopt to enhance the collaboration in the future? What are the opportunities that is available, and which areas or links might serve as breakthrough points in China?
Yeah, I think that in recent years, China has played a significant leading role in the climate change and biodiversity conversation. And I think that this year is COP30, and we think that China will active many of the, just like the government and enterprises, many NGOs in China, they will take part in that very good conference. And I hope on this stage, all of the countries can cooperate together, and I hope they could achieve some results. And I think that, in my opinion, frankly, we should think that it is very difficult for Chinese enterprises to cover, and there is a big problems about that. Many of the certificate of RSPO's palm oil, or just a certificate the palm oil, the price is much higher than the normal palm oil, and they couldn't get the premium to cover their full expense. So I think it's difficult for them to how to resolve it. That is a big problem for us, and also for many of the Chinese enterprises, they have to face these difficulties, and so that is why not there is a limited for the import for the sustainable certificate sustainable palm oil.
Okay, I think we're going to the questions on consumers. So, how important is sustainability to Chinese consumers today? Because you're mentioning about the difficulty of achieving premiums, and this might be solved if sustainable palm oil is on demand in the Chinese market, right, for the Chinese consumers. So, is there a shift in values or behavior when it comes to responsible consumption, and what more can be done to strengthen the awareness?
Yeah, and in fact, in recent years, the awareness of Chinese consumers has improved rapidly. They also highly recognize that sustainable consumption is very important for them. Even the primary school student in China and their teacher told them how and what their responsibilities to protect globals and the earth and the environment, and also our present sea is also things that the protect the environment is very important for us. I think that nevertheless, we is still need to further to enhance of the publicity's education, and also encourage more and more enterprises, and to strengthen the and take part in to promote the sustainable things in China.
Okay, I think we're actually already reaching the final question. So recently, in the year 2025, marks 10 years of RSPO's engagement in China. And earlier in July, the ninth RSPO China Forum in Guilin, we celebrated a decade of progress and partnership. So personally, as someone who has been part of this journey from very early on when sustainable palm oil was just introduced, and what are your hopes or expectation for RSPO's future development, especially in the context of China's evolving sustainability landscape?
Yeah, I hope RSPO could continue growth and expansion in China forever. That is what I hope.
Thank you so much, Chen Ying. It has been a pleasure to have you on this podcast. I think it's quite interesting to kind of look at country that has a lot of potential in terms of producing sustainability, and also import and export businesses are blooming, and we hope that China continues to be the partner in our sustainability journey. And thanks again for your expertise, also your reflections on the journey of palm oil in China.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. To our listeners, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the Palm Pod on your favorite podcasting platforms. Feel free to share your feedback for our next episode. I was speaking to our guest, Chen Ying, a sustainability expert from China and also former director of CFNA. I am Fara Rom, and this is the Palm Pod.